What is up, guys? We are here in the Nucleus Hub, in the heart of Wynwood, inside of the Museum of Graffiti. And today's the last day of Art Week. And I'm very excited because our whole team has been here pushing content, creating content, collaborating with people. And it's just been an amazing crowd. I got to say, it's been an awesome Art Week this year. So much different diversity, groups of people with different creativity and just doing fun stuff and being themselves and not only that, but stepping into a stage. We've been getting a lot of people who you would honestly think that they'd be scared, and there's been a lot of people been receptive to want to come in here and sit down and make content, and it's cool to see that. But I just want to say I'm very excited to wrap this day up with a good buddy of mine.
Am I closing it out?
You're
closing it today. I don't mind to be the closer it out, man.
You're a closer today. You're one of the closers today.
It's all right. Sunday we prayed and I'll close it out.
There we go.
Let's go.
There we go. So let's help us introduce. We got JayJay in the building, media agency owner. He's the co-founder of a new tech company. He does PR and he's killing the game. What's up, brother?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, it's really great to be here, man. I left my Art Basel experience first for you. Everyone's like, you got to do this, you got to do this. I'm going to support my boy and I'm going to be here. And I want to congratulate you and the whole team for putting all this together, man. I really feel that it takes people like you to show people what's possible for the future of content, of brands, of creating. And I think a lot of people need to see it, they need to feel it. So congrats on giving people the experience.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And the goal is, to be able to create that impact on other people's lives and show them why this is important, right? We talk about it all of the time. But before we dive into, because I know it's going to get fun and it's going to get crazy and we're going to have a great time. And I know JayJay's ready. Just give the audience.
How honest can I be today?
Oh, you can be as honest as you want. There we go.
I go through phases when I do shows. Like, I'm like, do I want to be light today? Do I want to be more like, you could do it? I'm like, listen, this is the play. Yay or nay.
Let's get
like
the play.
Me, love me, lust over me, or hate me. I don't care. This is how I feel, and this is the truth. So
let's get the play today.
That's how I'm feeling today on a Sunday.
We're getting the play. First Art Basel.
yeah. Basel, I love it.
So we won't go too crazy into it, but let's dive into giving the audience a little bit of a recap of how you started and why you're doing what you do and where you're at today. I think it's important for people to just understand somewhat of your background.
Yeah, of course. People looking at me like, hey man, did I just come from a Telemundo TV set? I get it. I got the blues. I got the blue shoes on, right? Like, what is this guy? Like, go back to Nickelodeon, chump. All right. So do they still do Nickelodeon?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
We should have a slime bucket.
I'm all down for slime buckets.
But it has to be purple.
That would be great.
And we slime at the end.
You said the wrong answer, bam, slimed.
There we go.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. No, man, look, so I came from, it's an Australian accent. I came from show business, I was a, magician for a long time, not musician, magician. And I built kind of the understanding of people and making things fun and bringing entertainment as a magician. So for 15 years, multiple countries, multiple different clients, multiple different cultures. Like, my job was to get paid to go to a boring event and be like, hey, make this fun. That's really it. People I have a bunch of people who are in an industry, they're bored. How can someone like you make it fun? And my vehicle was magic, right? Because magic's quite international. It crosses language barriers. Like, if you don't like a comedian, if you don't like a joke, you don't like him, right? Magic, you can't really have a bad show, more so just an audience that don't want to receive it. But dude, if you take your hand and there's nothing and there's a coin, like, people are impressed. Wonder's impressive. So I did that for most of my life, and I built a YouTube channel with millions of views. And then I left that space because I hit success. I was like, I got offered a Vegas show, I got offered a TV show. I saw the best of the best, and I sat back and I went, I don't want this. Is this it?
Yeah.
Like, I tasted the top, right? I couldn't go anymore. Once you do Vegas and a TV show, like, as an entertainer, what's the next play? Like, as a true performer, what, Broadway? Like, but even that, it's like Vegas is known, live theater, live shows. So I got offered that. The contract was a standard 360. I'm gonna get screwed Like, I'm going to be broke for 4 years, 5 years to make it, you know? The glamour of Vegas is very dark. Like, we can go into this, but I went and saw every show as I could, every show as much as I could. Like, 1 o'clock shows, 11 o'clock shows, because I wanted to sit there in the audience and see, what is the truth? How many people do they really get? And I was like, I can't do this, I'm out. And I kind of hit everything that I wanted to do. So I left that, I got into speaking, and I love speaking, obviously, like engaging crowds, using my wisdom, using my knowledge. But then, you know, speaking is great, but I felt there was more.
Yeah.
I was like, you can probably make millions as a speaker, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't fast enough for me.
When you say fast, what does that mean to you?
I want more.
Okay,
Speaking,
like more what? More?
I want to move every day. Like, I was tired of waiting for opportunities. Like, speaking, you could speak 365 days a year, but the events that I play at, not really. You know, if you do 100 events a year, like that's for a corporate speaker or a big speaker.
Big.
Now, speaking can be multiple different avenues, but where I was playing was like, you know, people would hire me to speak at their corporate event. It wasn't fast enough. So I was feeling like I was twiddling my thumbs, like, what do I do every day? But I was like, maybe I need to do more. And then I got into this PR space because I realized that I was self-promoting myself for many years. I didn't have an agent or a rich dad or a manager. You know, I was like, I had to be the one to go and get gigs all around the world. People are like, oh, how did you get to go to Singapore? Like, dude, I used to make calls. What I would do is I'd make 8 calls to agents. Hey, what can I do to get a gig in Singapore? Oh, Jay, like, you live in Australia. I'm like, I'll fly there. Like, just get a gig. So what I would do is like, they'd be like, it's $1,000. Do you want to take? I'm taking it. I would pay my cover expenses. I'd get there, then I would go work I could go meet people in Singapore.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I can get to Singapore for free, right? And then I'd be like, now I'm in Singapore, I would go work different meetings. So it would give me a chance to like get to a country for free, and I would go network and like try bring them to my event and then go back home. And that's how I would build I was my own agent. I was my own manager.
And that's not easy.
That's where I learned probably what entrepreneurship fakes. I didn't know what even entrepreneurship meant. And it wasn't really a word 10 years ago. You know, people throw it out now like, I'm an entrepreneur. Like, bro, do you even know what an old word entrepreneur means? And
it was funny that you say that because actually way back, like being an entrepreneur wasn't a nice thing. It wasn't a sexy thing. It was actually something people didn't want to be.
Right.
It was crazy years ago. And now it's like you said, it's always thrown out there.
Most people don't even know what the word means. I'm like, you don't, and then it's like, people are like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Hang on a second. Do you really want to be an entrepreneur?
Do you understand
what it takes? You know, we can go into that. But to cut a long story short, I realized speaking is great, but I wanted more. So I'm like, I started understanding this PR industry. And PR is typically public relations. What do people think, say, feel, touch, taste about, just like all the 5 senses. But I was doing kind of self-promotion, PR, and I was like, man, if I could do it for myself, I could do it for like a lawyer. That's easy. I had the relationships, I had the contacts, I knew how to do content. I kind of, for the last 15 years, have been building this database of like experiences, and I've got the results. So I'm
Which
like,
is the most important thing.
Yeah, I can go into a room and go, listen, I got 57 million views on YouTube.
I monetize that.
Yeah, I monetized that. I created landing pages. I didn't know what I was doing, but it's proven that I've done it. So if I can do it for me, I can do it for you. So, 2023, we run this PR firm, but then I obviously moved on to a tech company. We can just talk about that later.
I'm excited about.
For me, though, man, what I love about what you've done is this is magic for me because this is control. I didn't have any control as an entertainer. You're waiting for the phone to be, like, you're waiting in a way. Hey, where's my gig? And you're an artist, you're a struggling artist.
So it's almost like you're constantly having to like hunt and chase.
It sucks, man. And it sucks as an artist because no one appreciates you. No one, and your value sometimes is worth just by someone's budget, And to get famous as an artist, there are multiple ways, but a lot of the ways I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be a bitch to someone else's.
For sure.
And we've seen that in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous people that do well, but there's a lot of things you don't know they have to do to get there. And
even if they're making millions.
Yeah. Like
it's some stuff that you might not want to do, and can you sit there later on in life and say, man, like, did I really want to do that?
I think a lot of people, dude, the people I met in Hollywood when I lived there, there's a dark side of Hollywood that it's kind of like you'd only talk about when you're like at a party or you're drunk or you're high, where it's like you can feel safe. the things that people have had to do that they would never tell anyone in the public is very scary, man.
What's one thing that you personally experienced yourself that kind of like broke the tipping point of like, you know what, I don't want to be involved with this?
You have to be, great question. You have to be, you're a puppet and there's a puppeteer. And it doesn't matter how pretty I am or how pretty you are, right? Let's say we're females, right? That director, you want that role, there's some things that you may have to do. And
we've seen stories and cases come out throughout the years.
Dude, there's more Harvey Weinsteins around. He's just the one that got caught. That's what they say.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know, that power play is really, and it may not just be sex.
It could be other things.
It could be other things. Okay, cool. So maybe this director, that's not his thing. Maybe he's like, you know what? I need an assistant for a year. I'm not going to pay you. But I like you and I may get you that role. So that value is so high that people have to do things that they don't want to be to chase fame. And it is. It's trying.
And you saw it happen often.
Of course, man. I was a casting director in LA as well. Like, I got to choose people for music videos. It was a good gig while I was doing TV hosting. And I got to chat with people and understand, like, what did they really do to get here? And the problem is, man, entertainment is such a weird industry. For example, you're building this business, right? You keep building it. Unless you do something completely just off the map, maybe something bad about your reputation, you screw investors, you'll be fine. As an actor, as a TV host, as an entertainer, you can have a gig, next day you could be working at the sushi restaurant. It doesn't make sense. Like, we've seen these stories, like, hey dude, that guy was good, what happened to him? He's working at Target.
It's like the stories with sports too. You see some of these athletes where like, they got in, they played for like a year or two, and then next you know, they're working, bagging at a grocery store.
Yeah, man.
Waiting to get a chance in the training camp to get back in there.
Dude, it doesn't make sense. And I get why people go to drugs, go to drinks, go to girls, go to this place, because it doesn't, you're high as a kite, not literally, like high on life. Oh, I'm making it, Mom, I'm on a poster. Next minute, and it happened to me, hey, we decided to cut the show. You can even have contracts signed. You can even have posters done. You think that's it. 200 grand an episode, $1 million over 7-year contract. I'm good. Like, I'm going to make it. Next minute, they literally will email you. We had a show for Fox. And we worked at this show for Fox, like meetings after meetings. And I'm such impatient. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And then like the producer or the EP is like, you don't say anything. And you can't do that. I'm like, I'm going to ask. Like, what are we going to do this? They're like, it's just a timing thing, but timing for what? Magic's hot, right? I was trying to pitch for we're doing a show for Fox. And then next month, hey, we've decided to put it on the shelf. Contact us in 6 months. I'm like, what? I'm like, get them on the phone. They're like, no, it doesn't work like that. And I'm like, okay, this just shows me that I'm always going to be in this position. You asked me like why I got out of it. We have control now. I want control because it's on me. It's on you. Like, the success of your business isn't based on market.
If you don't perform, then
Dude,
you don't win. But like if you do perform...
Yeah. If you perform, it's like we're on commission. Dude, I think everybody should be in life on commission. You know why? Because then it would real show the winners.
That's facts.
Yo,
that's facts.
From tomorrow, everybody now is based on tips. People will value their tips. Guess what? The people will be like, oh, I'm going to work.
Oh, the game will change.
Yeah.
The game will change.
Yeah, man.
Especially if you got to survive.
Yeah.
It will change.
Yeah. I mean, it probably will get messy and we'll probably have a war, but I think that
you got OnlyFans.
Right. But I think, for me, man, the power that I have now is now I'm in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
I am the puppet and the puppeteer. I think of me as like Christoph from the Truman Show.
Okay.
I'm looking like Christoph from the Truman Show and he's got his whatever that hat is and I'm hit the weather. Like now it's that fun part where it's like I have control. So if I'm like in the best shape mentally, physically, like if my mind's good, like yo, I can, and the power of the internet, the power of what you're doing with podcasts and content creation, I can't lose.
Yeah, it's facts.
And if something doesn't work, like let's say Instagram goes down tomorrow, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
There's a pivoting.
Like look at Clubhouse. Oh, I went down. Let's figure it out. Let's just change. But you got to know. But if you're constantly relying on someone else to give you the cheese, the food, the money, you're constantly in a state of waiting. I think every artist listening to this, there is no excuse for creating your own artist success.
I agree.
And there is nothing stopping you, because YouTube is free, Instagram is free. Like, there's nothing stopping you. You can literally create content on YouTube. You could have an email mailing list from MailChimp, and then you could be like, hey, I'm doing my first tour. You call them up. How much does it cost to rent out your studio? Great, everybody come here. No manager, no agent, no funding. Just you've built a community. Content, community equals cash flow, baby.
You remove the rest.
That's it. I just gave someone a plan. And I get so annoyed, bro, that I hear artists just like don't take responsibility for their careers.
Why do you think that is?
My truth is that people feel like they deserve it. You don't know how good I am. Show me.
Talent-wise.
Yeah.
But they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah, man. And I think now this whole it's show business. Show business. Business should be bigger than the show. I think now the right artist is savvy enough to figure it out.
I agree.
Like if you're so good at writing songs, right? If you're use that same knowledge and put it. You don't have to be the marketing guru, or go get a coach, or go ask a friend. Hey man, you're self-managed. Like, you don't have a producer or an agent. How do you do it? Yeah, bro, I just did this, this, and this. Like, you got to take responsibility. This whole I'm waiting around. It bothers me so much, and that's why I don't want to work with artists, because it's so emotional driven. I'm like, I'm an artist, but I also know reality.
Yeah.
Come and play in my world.
Yeah.
You have full control. You own everything. What would you rather? Being famous but being controlled, or being somewhat famous and owning everything? Oh, Anthony, imagine if I was your investor. Anthony, you know what? I don't like the purple. Change it to blue. What are you going to say? Oh, I don't want to. I'm the one with the money.
Yep.
You're the boss now, dude.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want. You can have any person on you want in your show. You know how much freedom that gives you? We were talking about AI before. Hey, co-founder, let's try this. Let's go this vertical. Bro, that is power, man.
I agree. There's so much gems to everything you're saying, because we're living in such a world that's also very fast.
Right.
And I think with speed, and you're a guy that's always wanting to move, if you're not keeping up to date and you're not understanding that you have to play into the game of social media, content, AI, understand how these things work, you will get left behind.
Right.
And then as you start getting left behind, you're going to lose you're going to have less of an opportunity to gain control of yourself and be able to then start dictating where you want your life to go. And I think that's another part that scares, for me personally, certain artists or certain talents, where they refuse to want to learn how to do that, because they're like, oh, but I'm a talent. I don't need to learn how to be able to do X, Y, and Z.
You know what you say to them? How long has that been working for you? Show me your bank account.
Yeah. How many times have you had to do it to somebody?
A lot.
I'm sure. Because you help with a lot of people building their personal brands.
Yeah, I was doing personal branding, PR. As I was telling you before, how honest can I be? People bother me. Humans working with so many people, very hot, helping. I've taken a step back with my own personal entertainment or building my brand over the last. I built a little bit, but not really, right? Since 2 years ago, I've gone all in with others because I want to be kind of the Christoph. I want to What really showed me about humans is that no one really wants to do it. They want to go all in. The reason they don't win, it's not talent, it's not resources, it's not skill set. They don't go all in. They just, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to fly wherever. I'm going to sleep on someone's couch. I'm going to go risk money. People's level of where they want to be is just depending on how they feel. I had a call the other day and someone's like, I really want to be here. I'm like, I know you want to be here, but you just shared with me, and we're big in sales, right? You shared with me you don't even want to go get a credit card. And he goes, yeah, I don't like borrowing money. And I said, just that comment alone is not going to help you, because if you can't even be okay with trusting yourself to pay it back, no one else is going to trust 100%. You to help you.
And if you look at the biggest players in the world, they're constantly borrowing money.
They're taking risks, dude.
This guy, Elon with Tesla, he had to borrow tons of money from the government. He had to bring tons of money in to be able to do what he built in the infrastructure he has because he trusted it. He could have gone to shit,
Yeah.
but he believed in it so much, and look where he's at now.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, they put themselves in this space where it's like, oh, no, but if I borrow money, that's bad because they have a bad relationship with money.
Yeah.
They were taught from young that, no, you don't borrow money.
Yeah.
Or you don't do this with money. When in reality, go look at what all the big league players are doing. They're constantly borrowing money. They're using other people's money to grow. And if you're not learning how to use other people's money, you're not going to get anywhere.
But don't you think as well, bro, like a lot of people, this is kind of what I was telling you, yesterday I was telling you a text. They want all this, but then their body, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, is not at the level to have this.
True.
Like what I do with people now is like, okay, you want this? Great. Let's look at what we have right now. Let's look at the canvas. Tell me what time you get up. Tell me how many times a week you work out. Show me what you're eating. Show me your mental, how you yeah. Because if we can't fix this, you cannot have this. You want this, you will die. You will break down like that. Like you versus me, and let's say someone's overweight, or let's say someone just is putting their life through a lot of problems to perform. I'm gonna beat you because I can move. My mind's right. I work out. Like I'm on. And you want this, it's going to be challenging for you because it's not. You don't have to be worried about me. Someone's going to say something. It's going to affect you emotionally. It's going to break you. And if you're not ready, ready for this is a shark-eating shark world, man. Sharks will eat you out, spit you out, eat you again, throw you back. So you want to play in the deep end or the shallow end? I'm playing in the deep end. And I get eaten all the time. But it's funny. We can respawn every day. That's the fun thing.
Yeah.
Like people,
like a video game.
Yeah, dude, it's all good. Like, dude, but I love it because I'm like, okay, I learned. Okay, ouch, But a lot of people, bro, they just don't. They say this, but their actions show this.
It's like too much talk and not enough walk.
Yeah, show me, man.
Yeah,
show me. Oh, I did this. Show me. Just show me.
So if you're working with somebody, talking about those components, show me your lifestyle, show me your mindset, show me your energy, show me your fitness, show me everything, your health. What do you do with somebody who wants to work with you, and how do you properly start setting them in the right place to start putting into effect those things that ultimately is what's going to get them to make more money, and it's going to make them a better client overall, an easier client to work with, and they get it. They start getting it.
I think start small with small steps. And even for me, when I got a coach, I was thinking he's going to give me this huge, grandiose plan, right? He was like, I want you to write down what time you get up, what you eat every day, right? What do you do every day, right? And I want you to do this small task.
And that changed your life?
Well, it didn't, I wouldn't say change my life.
But it impacted.
But it's like, oh yeah, wow. Because if I can't do that task, if you can't tell me what you eat, what time you wake up, what do you do every day, if you can't even get this part right, you don't deserve to have all the other things. Everyone's want to give me that. Show me this first. Let's do it for a week. And if they have excuses, they've shown their cards. You've just shown me, Anthony, that I asked you to do 3 simple tasks and you couldn't do it. So let's fix that problem, whatever it is. Is that fear? Is it accountability? Is it laziness? Because you can't get this until you have this. But look, I don't work. It's funny because I've worked with so many people the last 2 years. I got to be really tough now, man. Yeah. I tried to be super nice. I was like, oh, I get it. I know you and I run in a different lane. But it doesn't matter because there's a reason why I ran at this lane, because I did those things and I was too gracious, and I thought if I helped them, they would help themselves.
And that wasn't the case.
No, and I lost money, I lost time. Money is not as worse for me than time. You start to count it, like the money I'll make back, but it's like, man, I spent 3 months with this person once a week. And I count my time up, I'm like 4 hours a week plus texting. Like I spent like 35 hours with this person. I got nothing out of it. That was my fault because I should have been more tough, more firm. And I realize now, man, I know we want to talk about a lot of stuff. I get why a lot of people, even Jordan Peterson talks about this. Like, you got to be tough.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I'm like, I'm not a tough guy. Like, I get my own stuff done. I'm tough on myself. No, you got to be tough, and that's not going to be you're going to be liked. I'm not here to be your friend, man. You want to get here, this is what you have to do, yes or no. Like, maybe there's a finesse way of doing it, but I'm just sharing from my experience, 35 countries in, doing this in nearly 20 years now, all by myself, no funding, no rich dad. Like, I had to condition myself for growth, for winning, for success. Like, so like, no, if you want this, I'm going to teach you what I know that's going to work. Not what Tony Robbins
through
said.
experience.
Yeah, through a YouTube video. Dude, you got to put yourself in the deep end. You got to do this. And if you don't want to play that level, that's cool, man. I'm not going to force you.
Sure.
But don't tell me you want this and you're not going to do it.
I agree. So JayJay has all this experience now. You've gone through so many ups and downs. You've found the things that worked for you.
Yeah.
You've carved out a personal brand. You've carved out success. You've helped many clients. And you've realized a lot of things along the path. Things that you want, things that you don't want. I know you just started a tech company.
Yeah.
I want to dive into that and how that's kind of, how everything you've done has kind of pushed you more into this direction of wanting to do this, because we've talked a little bit behind, the scene. Right. We dabbled in a few little things, and I know you have a lot of heart and energy into this, and I want to bring that to the audience. I want to know exactly why'd you do it, why you're starting it, and where is it that you want it to go? Yeah,
so it's called White Friar. I didn't come up with the name. My co-founder came up with the name. I get caught up with names a lot.
Okay.
I don't want to.
So you left it to him.
He was like, "Hey, I got this name. It's called White Friar. Black Friar is like this, thing in England that's like a town. It's a tree." And I was like, "I've got White Friar." I was like, "Let's run it." Whatever. Like, look at Apple, right? But the problem that I was facing, as you know very well in the agency space, it is very much like hunt, eat, kill, hunt. Like, it's just this kind of very repetitive space, and there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons with the agency space. Retainer, do work, client's not happy. So I was like, someone's like, Jay, if you really want to do this, you should find a way to get out to scale something. So I took an element of my agency, which was getting people featured in the media. We have the contacts. And I was like, how can we do it in a way where it's tech? Because everybody doesn't, not everybody, but a lot of people want it. They know what they want. What we're finding with consumers is like, and you know this too, people really know what they want. They want to get what they want. They want it fast. You know what I mean? Not every time, but like someone's like, hey man, we need credibility. Okay, I need to get into Forbes, right? They don't need to like be told, like they just want what they want. So I'm like, how can I give them exactly what they want in a self-service platform that we own the tech and it's easy? And now it's not selling JayJay. I'm just the face and the founder, one of the co-founders. I have the relationships, but I give them what they want. And people are loving it. Like, we have people that are going, man, I never got on these LinkedIn messages, but your message stood out to us. We love that it's tech. We love that it's a platform, right? And I always ask them, like, if I was an agency, would you work with me? They're like, never. We hate agencies.
Look at that.
Yeah, like the people that I'm working with.
For sure.
VCs, family offices, higher net.
It's a different caliber.
Different caliber. I'm not going after coaches. We're going after people that throw $10,000 at a lunch and they don't think about it, So it's interesting hearing at these high level people what they want and what they hate. And they love that, like, oh, I can go on, I can buy it, I get it, next. So that's, and from a tech company as well, you can scale it to a lot of, 5 to 15x, 20x maybe, depending. But also what I love about it's media. So we have the platform to get people featured in the media, but here's the secret, right? And I think I've told this live. I don't think that vertical of what we're currently selling is going to hold for very long. Okay. Because we thought about this. Forbes, USA Today, TechCrunch, Entrepreneur. Guess what? They sold, yes, by the brand, but they sold by attention. Because they had the crowd. Now, we have podcasts, we have influencers, the attention space is different. So I'm Nike, and I'm like, hey, I want to get in front of this market. I was going to give $5 million a year to Forbes. I don't need to do that. We'll throw $500,000 because I think the brand's there. Now we have 4.5 left. I'm going to give it $100,000 to this guy, $3 million to this. So these media agencies are hurting.
And you have a bigger expansion of reach. The bandwidth expands, and you can reach more people.
Yeah. So we're creating 100 publications by 2024. Not bad publications, like very industry focused. So now,
because that's the other issue and you have a lot of experience out there. Is that, can you explain a little bit about that, about the bad and the good publication? Because I think a lot of people kind of get stuck into like, what is good or what is bad, or I just got seen, and then you're like, you got seen on something that's not that right. So how do you dictate that, or how do you navigate that?
Well, obviously brand is brand, right?
Okay.
If you ask someone to think of like 5 to 10 publications, they're going to go Forbes, Entrepreneur, Fast Company, National Geographic, right? But after you get through those like top tier ones, there's a lot of smaller ones that have great kind of traffic. They're just not branded. They're not well branded, but they're for a community of people. Then you've got the really bad ones, well, the shitty ones, right? That are like anyone can make it on a WordPress template. There's like 14 people who look at it every day, right? But I made it. I got on there. So we're like, okay, but imagine like what Forbes has built in 50 years. They've made, hundreds of millions. How can we expedite that, have a community of people and have 100 publications? Now, we're not selling other people's attention to their publications. We own it. Once again, Truman Show, Christoph, we own it.
Control.
The vertical we have is we have the people that we can place in different publications, but we own the attention, we own the data, we own the clientele. Now we have like moves. Because now we're like, the only thing we can lose is someone hacks the site, right? But we own everything now. So imagine if we had 10,000 high net entrepreneurs on one publication.
Wow, yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, I can get you featured on here. And guess what? We also have all the leads. Do you want to get at some of those? Also, sponsors, advertising, the verticals of media is powerful. People want attention. So if you can go to them, hey man, you're trying to get in front of real estate guys, I have 300,000 people, realtors or people that have 7 figures ready to buy. What is that worth to? That is giving exactly what they want. They don't have to muck around with all these paid ads. Dude, I give you that on a silver platter. So we lead them in with getting them in a publication, but there's all these other verticals with it. I think the media agency game, what you're building, what I'm building, that's
big tie-in.
That's play, man.
So for you, where do you think the company's going to go in the next 5-10 years, and what do you see for yourself, and what do you think is going to be the thing that ultimately sticks long term with what you're building?
I think I definitely know like by 2024 we can create 100 publications.
Okay.
I think we're eventually not going to be selling. I just don't believe that people, USA Today, Forbes it's not going to be powerful anymore. So we'll now have all these people, there's all this attention, because everybody now, have you noticed, all these executives and CEOs, they have to put a brand out there.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. So we're also creating videos on our platforms as well. Like I think for where it's going to go is we're going to have the attention. We're going to have the clients, and we're going to have, let's say, 100 different sites to place you on. We'll have sponsors, we'll have monthly recurring revenue, because we're charging people every month to get featured in 2 of our publications.
Okay, so it's a constant thing.
Yeah. So if we have monthly recurring revenue, we have the data, we have the publications.
Which is great too, because when they stop, they're like, oh man, my publication didn't come out this month. Oh, I need it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, when you start something and it's good and you like it and it's, you're like, I don't want to stop now. So that's a great way to be able to just constantly have people where you're giving them something of value every twice a month.
Yeah, twice a month.
Like
they get a hit of media, but then we've got our spreadsheet of publications, then the sponsorship, like the advertisers. But because I understand this game, once again, we don't have to be a whore to advertisers.
Great point.
Because that's not our model. So I know people are going to be like, hey, let me give you 50 grand to we don't need your money. And
it's not about that.
It's not about the money. We're not, because they're seeing it as a very that's their own vertical. Yeah. They don't see the bigger play here.
That's where you win, but that's where they actually win as well, when they see it in the way that you guys are structuring it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think for us, man, it's like, I don't know. I definitely want to sell it. I really want to be at that boardroom meeting where you have that big,
exit.
9-10 figure exit.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I think what I like about it is, 1, everybody gets it. Everybody knows they need attention. And 2, if I believe in me and I push every day, I can't lose.
No.
Because we have something that everybody wants, and we own the verticals of it's not just one vertical. What happens if
you're owning multiple?
We're owning multiple verticals, and we have the data. I didn't understand this whole text because I came from entertainment. The data is what everybody wants.
Yes. It's funny that you say that, because I say the new oil is data.
Right.
It's literally the new oil.
Right.
When you're drilling and then a little spurt of oil comes out and they go crazy. That's what data is. It's like you tap into some data and then you're getting all this data, and that's what everybody wants. That's the oil. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like a lot of people still don't 100% understand the importance of collecting data.
Well, and let's help people who are listening, because they may not relate, because I don't know a tech company. Think about community. Think as data as community. This is why if you have a community of people, you know how powerful a personal brand is, right?
Yes.
It could be 5 people. It could be 50 million people. Perfect example. Look at Justin Bieber. He does, I'm going on these tours. What is it? 17 seconds, 2 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. They're all sold out. That is the level of brand that you want to like try to achieve to, right? But they're not doing like handing out flyers. Hey, Justin Bieber's playing in town. Dude, they press one button.
It's true.
They like what an incredible investment.
Yeah.
Like we know in 3 minutes you're gonna make your money
100%.
back.
It's funny that you say that because I saw a post the other day too that it was like this guy said, he goes, if a Marriott tried to open up an apparel brand, it probably wouldn't do that well.
Right.
But if Nike opened up a hotel, it would probably crush.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And that hit me because brand is everything. Nike built a brand, Nike built a community, Nike built a movement.
Yeah.
And we also build movement within a community with a brand. That's unstoppable. And I like that made me think of that. And I think that more people have to just understand brand is so important. That's
well, you know what I love about that? You got me thinking. Like I was in Vegas last week speaking, and I see how many hotels are trying to pitch for the same customer, right?
Uh-huh.
Hey, you can go here, you can stay here. Like, you've got the different classes, but like, Bellagio, Caesars, like Cosmo, like all these higher, like the better hotels, but they're still trying to like figure out a way to get your attention. But as you just shared, if you have the brand, people are going to you.
You're already the attention.
You're already the attention.
Doesn't matter where you start or
So
open.
Marriott, like imagine being on the marketing team there. They're like, guys, we got to think of another play to get people in. That sucks, dude.
And Nikes would be like, we can open a freaking hotel tomorrow and it'll fill out.
Well, perfect example, Equinox.
Yes.
They have a hotel in New York City.
Yep.
Incredible. They're going to have the expense, and the Equinox Hotel is right part of it. Dude, the hotels I think are $1,000 a night minimum.
It's for a whole lifestyle.
It's a whole lifestyle. Dude, they're not trying to, people are going there, oh yeah, I love the Equinox brand. That's really very well.
And now that we're talking about lifestyle, JayJay, we've already done we've done like 2 podcasts before together. I wanted to ask you certain specific questions. So I took some notes. I took some notes here.
Let's go on the specifics.
So, we mentioned lifestyle. We know there's certain things that you're doing right now that I'm seeing about. You've been talking about dating, talking about charm, talking about life. So I have some interesting questions to ask around this. So the first one is, where does your style charm come from? Explain to me that, and how can more people have that?
I'll give you the Hollywood answer and I'll give you the reality answer.
I like that.
Hollywood answer is, I got it, baby. I got it. Like I got it inside of me. I enjoy being in front of the crowd. Like that's part of my DNA, right? However, it also comes from experience and classic finding you, man. Like I traveled around the world for a long time, 10 years by myself. So all you have is just to figure yourself out. Like the greatest thing about travel is that you don't know anybody. You got to go talk to people. Usually you don't know the language too. You can't be lazy and just lean into like not doing anything. So you're constantly having to figure out how to like get people to know you, like you, and kind of trust you. So you kind of find your thing. Yeah.
I like that.
It came from worldly experiences. Like there's nothing else I would say from traveling. The biggest thing was like I got to experience who I was as a person, and you realize patterns. Oh, I did this, they smiled. Maybe I should do that again. Oh, I gave the bartender $50 and I didn't know anyone. He invited me to the party that night because he thought I was cool. I'm probably going to do that again.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of that came through being authentic.
That's a great word.
Which rolls to my next question. Talk to me about authenticity. What does that mean to you? How do you show up being authentic? What are the steps that you take every day to be that and show up to that amongst people?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's hard. I know a lot of people struggle with it because like we're still trying to figure ourselves out. But that you have to keep trying until you realize, no, this is really who I am. I found it till I was about 32. I'm 35 now. When I hit like 31, 32, I realized, I didn't have to, like it's this weird thing, and not one day I woke up But I just like, it's kind of like I fell into it. I'm like, I'm just not going to be anyone else. I'm going to lean into my personality more because the right ones will stick and the wrong ones won't. And don't get me wrong, it's challenging sometimes because maybe a deal doesn't go through or a girl doesn't get back to me or and you question yourself.
Which ties in with the dating stuff.
Right. Right, yeah.
Because I know that's a big problem with, obviously with business. If you're not authentic, you're probably not going to do well in business. Same thing goes with dating, which I know that's something you've been talking a lot about. And I've seen a few things how you talked about like being authentic and all that stuff is important. I think a lot of people try to put a fake front when they're meeting people to date and they're not themselves or they're not being authentic.
Right.
Touch a little bit more about that, like especially in a place like Miami, right? Like I think Miami's one of these places that
it's not a real
like,
city.
It's like
I love this city. That's why I'm here.
You say dating, but it's like I don't know, like dating becomes something else, and then it's I don't know, it doesn't go anywhere, or it ends up being something you didn't expect. Talk to me a little bit more about the dating scene here, and how can we help? We're guys. How can we help guys to be more authentic? And if they are serious about wanting something with a woman that has values, morals, and you want to create a life, what are some how do I say it? What are some
how do you set up your life so
exactly
you're doing
how
that?
do you set it up for them to be able to do that?
I think the biggest thing, man, when it comes to that kind of attraction to the opposite sex is a lot of people don't lead with the truth and they don't conversate or have that conversation of like, what do they really feel and what do they want? A lot of people are putting this facade on like, stop lying.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've experienced it.
Man, of course. I was a Playboy Jay 10 years ago. I get it, man. I get it. But like, the more I got older, it's like, I don't have to be.
Yeah.
And people can feel that. People know when you're not sincere. They know. People don't have a problem that you tell them how it is, right? They have a problem with you lying to them. I always say this, sex isn't the issue, lying is the issue, right? And a lot of people aren't willing to be like, hey, this is how I am, or this is what I would like, right? How do you feel about that? People are like trying to put this facade on watches, cars, like, yo, what's up, girl? Yeah, I'm into you. Like, dude, you're fake, right? You're fake. Stop doing that because you'll start to attract other fake people, right? I had a conversation the other day with a buddy of mine, like, dude, it's going to sound really cocky, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
I haven't dated crazies, weirdos, psychos, because I don't put that energy out to attract it back. Now, is there challenges? Of course, right? And is it hard sometimes because a lot of people don't really know like where they're at even themselves, and they can't communicate that because they're scared.
Yeah.
But dude, like the women I've dated have been beautiful, have been gorgeous. Like I attract really great people, and I think that comes from like I'm okay. I'm so like I know me so well that I really believe people can smell it, whether they know it or they can see it, it's here or here. But to help the guys out, you need to stop putting on this facade because it will attract the wrong people, right? It's okay to speak up. It's okay to like, hey, this is what's going on kind of thing. But that doesn't mean you need to be a beta male and just like,
100%.
Like, I think that's where a lot of problems are with dating too, man. I think a lot of guys, what they struggle with today is like that fine line. Or not fine line, like masculinity. There's a lot of misguided information for young men.
Makes sense.
Right?
Makes a lot of
sense. Like you can't say this. If you buy her a flower, you're a simp. Yo, guys, we got to stop drilling some key messages into these young men because they will take it logically.
And then it becomes a game, and then you're playing a game.
It's a whole game. Dude, it is really simple. Like, let's say you're a girl, right? Yeah. And we're vibing, right? Obviously, I'm going to try and find out if you've got a boyfriend, right? But let's just say I don't know. I'm like, hey, Anthony, hey, Andrea, right?
Antonia,
nice to meet you. Hey, Antonia, listen. So I had a really great vibe with you. I'd love to take you out for dinner, or I'd love to grab drinks, or I'd love to go to this event together. What do you think?
Sure, let's do it.
Right? Yeah, and it's like, hey, let's exchange details, or what, It's not weird. I think a lot of people now is swiping left and swiping right. Yo, trust me on something. If you can't understand how to have a conversation and you're going to hide behind a phone for the rest of your life, you're not only going to lose from maybe finding someone, a life partner, but you're going to lose in every other space. Yeah. Kind of what we were sharing before, people aren't willing to have a hard conversation at all. Anything that makes them like, they're so sensitive. Dude, it's okay. Relax. there's a finesse, but just if you cannot hide behind a screen, you cannot wait to process every piece of information in your life. Like imagine me asking you a question and then you waiting 16 minutes to respond. I'd be like, this guy's crazy. But people will do that and text, oh, they said this. If I say that, dude, that doesn't work like that.
And I think there's also a patience component that's gotten removed. I think like you can learn something from also as well being patient, where people are so hungry, like, why haven't they responded? Why haven't they this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at our parents back in the day. They used to call the house and maybe the mom or dad picked up, hey, she's not here right now. You're going to have to call back in 3-4 hours. Yeah. You had to sit there and wait.
Tomorrow
night.
And you had like that gap from 5 to 7, kind of thing.
Like when we were kids with a little girl, you know what I mean? Like
I think that leads to something else. You got to get out of your head a little bit.
Yeah.
I talk about this. I did this on the first podcast. It's all in your head. I'm scared. I'm shy. I'm an introvert. Like, who's telling you that? Oh, I texted her 3 hours. She hasn't got back to me. Oh, she's seeing some. Dude, you don't know anything.
Sure.
Relax, man. Relax. And to help these guys out too, you have to. This is deep. You've got to stop. They see women on the top of the pedestal.
That's a good one.
It's like a triangle.
Why do you think that is? Like, what is it? Why do they place them on the top of the pedestal? What are some of the key indicators that make them do that?
And I'm sure I had, as I call it, simpish some traits when I was younger. It's maybe because it's probably an upbringing thing, but it's amazing to treat a woman with respect and like a princess, but there's a line with that. We're not bowing down to women. That's not what they want, and that's not the right thing to do. Women, just like it should be a part of your life. If you only see women at the top of the castle, that's all you're striving for, take it off. The biggest thing that helped me, is I used to do that. I used to see women as like, oh my gosh, I got to get her. When I took it off the top of the mountain and I placed it down on the streets, right, or with just normal life, everything became easier.
And you got control again.
Well, yeah, because I wasn't run by like my this, and I wasn't run by doing stupid things. It's okay. It's okay. There is 8 billion people. It's okay, man. Okay, hey, we had a date, or that didn't work. It's okay. Relax. But Joe, you don't. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. Things happen. And if you try and control every play to it, it won't work because you're dealing with a human. You're not dealing with AI. You're not dealing with something you can just like that. So I think a lot of guys, a lot of guys struggle because they aren't actually being real with themselves first. If the more that you're okay with this, I haven't been told I'm wrong. I try to be prove I'm wrong. You will attract better people, man.
I agree.
But then also you can't just sit in your room and expect oh, I haven't found. Dude, what are you doing? You going out? Are you meeting people? Once again, they're not wanting to take responsibility. They want to make it all about them. Yeah.
I like that you say that because it's like, how they say people complain oh, I can't find this person, or I haven't done this business, or I can't find the things, or it's not working for me, or this and that. And it's like, well, you're stuck in your room all day. How do you expect to meet new people and do things?
Right.
And it's like, oh, but I've been praying and praying and praying and praying, and I'm like, well, God's looking down on you, and he's like, get out of that room because I've set up opportunities for you everywhere.
Yeah.
You just haven't been out there to go get them.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so much to that, which is very, very important, which leads to my last question when it comes to the dating scene. Now we're talking about dudes being able to better themselves and build themselves out for the women and to attract the right woman. But for dudes out there who have put themselves in that place, you have worked on yourself, you've gotten to yourself in a place, you have that control.
Right.
What are some indicators for you when you're looking for the right woman in your life? You want to meet the right person that you want to be with long term. What are certain things that you look for in a woman that say, that's a good woman, that's a woman I can see on right here next to me building an empire?
Firstly, a biological woman.
That's a good point.
Someone with not like I now have changed. No. So, for me, man, because I really feel like I have done a lot of inner work, and I know, man. Yeah. I know. Confidence is a really important thing for me in a woman. And I know maybe I don't know if a lot of people say that. Someone who's and that's hard to find because there's a lot of women that deal with insecurities and self-awareness, and I've dated women that I thought they were confident. Man, I peeled back the onion, and when no one was around, I'm like, this is wow. I didn't realize, man, and when I started, maybe dating a higher attractive look of women, let me say it like that, there was way more emotional, there was some emotions that I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that you look so perfect on the outside, but when I saw you, like, just me and you on a Saturday afternoon listening to, I'm like, wow, this is really, you got to go do some work on yourself. But, for me, confidence is a very important thing for me. Usually someone who's way more confident, everything else works. They're more self-aware. They're not bought into a lot of the games. They know how to communicate, right? And that's challenging to find for me, And it's lovely to find someone who, it's not even games, it's just a human conversation. Bro, even business partners that I've had, like, they get like, dude, hey, do you want to do this deal? Oh, they don't respond for 3 days. Like, what is this? Like, guys,
So just be upfront.
just, hey man, hey, I'm not feeling this deal. Hey, Jay, you're awesome. This is not right for me. Okay, cool.
you respect that.
Yeah, but a lot of people can't even just speak up, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, for me, like, confidence is a really big thing for me with women, and like someone that's obviously looking to grow, like curious. They have to be curious for me.
That's a good one.
And kindness is my biggest thing in a woman. A bit of acts of service, kindness, because kindness stems down from, if you're kind, you're thinking about other people.
Facts.
You're not putting yourself first. You're like, hey, can I grab you anything? So kindness is a really, because I'm super kind. Like, I always want to make sure everyone's having a good time. Hey, can we get shots for everybody? Like, so I find that if that's kind of what I like to attract.
I like that. I like that. And those are all very key points, I think, for a lot of men out there to start realizing also what's real value in a woman, what you should look for in a woman. I think those are certain key things that sometimes as men we kind of like overlook, right? And then you got the beauty component, which is always for us,
because
man.
we
only see that. And I think for women, in a way, they've gotten to the point where it's like they always feel like beauty is everything, and they have to fight for the beauty amongst the other girls, and that's why all these girls are always like competition. And then, here in Miami, I call it the copy and paste chicks. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally the copy and paste.
Right.
It's the lips and the, you got the eyelashes and the eyebrows and the breasts and the butt and the this, and it's like cool, nice, even though it's not my thing all the time, but it's like, what do you really got inside, and I think that, women can also learn that, believe it or not, like, men look for something much more deeper than just an appearance. Like,
100%.
I want to have a woman that I can have sit down and have a deep conversation
100%.
because that shit's going to disappear after a few years. And then what's
100%.
left? What's left is you as a person, your mind, the way you act, the way your acts of service, the way you treat others, the way you do things, whether you are with me. That's what counts at the end of the day when you want to be with a long-term woman. So, dude, all amazing key points, brother. And before we start wrapping up, I just want to know, you got your tech stuff, you got so many cool things going on in your life. What are some other
Not
things?
always. Sometimes I actually feel really powerful.
You're a
to say
cool
no.
guy, man. You're a cool guy.
I'm in no mode right now, dude. I love it. That's another good tip too. The more you say no, the more you win.
Yeah.
Very
powerful there.
There was half a dozen events this week. Hey, where you at? Let's go. No.
And I appreciate you saying, like, I want to just say thank you for saying yes to me.
I want to be here too. Yeah, but like, cause I see the value of this too. Like, dude, my time, and I know everyone says this, but now I understand. Understood how powerful my time is when I'm in zone.
Yeah.
And when I get taken away from that, it bothers me a lot. Because I'm in so, like, where it's like we're building a castle and we're defusing a bomb at the same time. I want to be so in control of anything that detracts. That for me is very, like, it has to be like, why?
Yeah.
Right?
But which shows why you're creating success. Because
Right.
you're not allowing very little things to ever grab you out of it. And I'm not saying we're not perfect. We sometimes get distracted.
Yeah, of
but
course.
for the most part, you don't let things disrupt you and take you out of alignment, which is why you're on the right path and you're building some amazing things.
Yeah.
With that being said, like, what is your outlook? What are you looking for in 2024? Business, life, all these things we talked about. What does JayJay want in 2024? And then also as well, what does JayJay want to see in the world? What do you want to see different happening?
That's a great question. What do I want to see in 2024? I want a little bit more predictability.
Okay.
I've been reading Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but I really want to sit in my core, like as someone building a castle, you do everything, right? As building a business, you do it all. I know where my value stands and where I best shine. I would love in 2024 that I'm just doing those things and everything else is delegated, because I know if I'm doing that, that's like that I'm gonna win so much bigger. You know, like things like this, connecting, relationship building. But it's challenging because we have to do it all now.
For sure.
So I'd like to get to a place where I'm traveling around, meeting great people, but like all of my work is like in my core zone of genius, right? I need to be with people. And it's challenging because I'm not, a lot of times it's just computer, me, partner on a Zoom, you know? So that's where I would like to be, you know what I mean? I know the cash will come. Like, I know that travel will be there. Like, I'm not worried about that. I just want to get that right. What do I want to see in the world?
Yeah.
I want more people to take more ownership of this creator economy. Because I love that people now don't have to look like me. I get this sometimes. Oh, I don't look like you. I don't sound like you. I wasn't a magician. I can't. Dude, there are women making millions a year selling cupcakes online.
That's true.
And they work 9 to 3. They pick up their kids. They're from Iowa, right? I'm paraphrasing, but like you don't need to be someone you don't want to be. I love that I love we're in a space now of change, disruption, and phones and cameras. Like, dude, 5 years ago, like we didn't have access to stuff like this.
No.
You'd have to go spend $2,000, $3,000 for a day at a studio. Dude, iPhone, like, dude, even Instagram Live to me was incredible. I literally presses a button and I can talk to like.
Dude, you were running lives every day.
I was doing lives every day through COVID, dude.
I think you were doing like 3-4 lives a day.
Yeah, like, hey, let's jump on. Because I'm like, whatever. But I really, for me, like 2024, I want the creator economy to boom. And I'm really excited to be in a space now that I'm older, right?
It's fact.
Right? We're going to fist that. We're older, that I'm not run by Playboy Jay anymore, Party Boy Jay. You know, I've traveled a lot. I'm very more grounded. Like, yeah, do I miss travel? Yeah, but I'm not needing a lot of the itches aren't that bad for me anymore. Yeah. So now I'm like, wow, I can really just soak everything. What do I want to do? How do I want to move? Like, I'm good. So that's my.
Dude, I first of all, I gotta say I appreciate your time, brother. It's always a pleasure, man, to talk. It's always amazing. So much things to learn myself. I always learn things from you. I'm sure the audience is gonna learn a ton from this, which is very, very important. And
sure.
I'm hoping that you had a great time today.
It was great. It's loud outside, but I love it.
It's
like,
a party, baby.
Woo! Let's go.
Where can people find Jay? Where can they connect with you? Where can they do business with you? Where can they learn more about your tech company?
Yeah, so let's follow me on Instagram at JayJay Live, JayJayLive. I think it's an incredible platform. You know, gone are the days where I have to like get your email to email you. Like, I don't think I have half of people's phone numbers. I'm like, hit them on Instagram.
DM.
Yeah, DM. But yeah, have me on at JayJay Live, and then check out my tech company. You'll learn, you know, if you're looking to really use the power of media to maybe position your company, that's what the solution is. Like, the press is just a vehicle to position you as the go-to in this space. Or, hey, you guys want to know why Nucleus Hub is the go-to? They get into the media. So whitefriar.com, whitefriar.com.
Love that, brother. Love that. And last and final question, coming in here today, your first Art Basel.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What was your first experience walking in here inside of the Nucleus Hub in the Museum of Graffiti?
Well, you know, for me, it's hard because I know you. So I only know you're going to do great work. But no, I want to congratulate you, man. Like, for me, I'm such an easy close. And what I mean by that is this. Just do the work. And that impresses me more than anything. Because I don't care about all the technical. And I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. I knew that when you show up, you do it, dude. Like, I know you're successful. You're showing up, you're doing it. That, for me, is everything. Because the little petty stuff, I don't care. Oh, there's always going to be cameras that don't work, or, oh, I wish we got a different look. Dude, you know how many people have the opportunity to do this? They don't do it. Like, I'm so proud of you, man. Like, you guys are, what, 3 months old? How long? No.
A little bit, 6 months.
6 months. But you're making moves. You told me you have 500 signups. Like, you're not getting this by sitting on your laptop in your room. You're out. Yo, let's go. Like, I feel like that, whatever that is inside of you, man, I want to congratulate you, because that is something, I don't know if you can be trained on that. If you have that drive, everything else will be figured out. Oh, that didn't work. We lost money there. It's okay. Move. Speed. Like, that's such a sexy thing in a person, in a company. They move. People want to be around that.
Dude, Dude,
So,
that means an absolute a lot. Thank you so much, brother. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Man, guys, for everybody listening, there was so much value and nuggets being dropped on here. Do me a favor, just grab one. You don't need to start with all of them. Just grab one. The one that stuck out to you the most, the one that you felt hit your heart. And don't wait till tomorrow, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. You got to start the moment you get off of this and you listen to this. You got to put into effect right away. That's where you're going to have the most impact and the most change. And once again, brother, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Until next time in the Nucleus Hub.